Singapore is creating a bird flu transmission model to predict and track its potential spread. The study, using data to pinpoint at-risk areas, will be completed by late 2025. As global outbreaks increase, including the first case in the US, Singapore is intensifying its precautions despite having no local cases so far. Charlotte Lim shows how Singapore is staying ahead.
The warm climate and rich mudflats have made Singapore a sanctuary for migratory birds. Each year, thousands of them flock here. It's a thrilling season for bird watchers too, eager to catch sight of these rare visitors in the skies. But the delicate balance between humans and birds isn't without its challenges.
Singapore is a major transit hub for migratory birds and also for the international and regional trade of animals and animal products. And because of this transit status, we are vulnerable to disease risk. We are free of highly pathogenic avian influenza, and Singapore depends on a total biosurveillance and biosecurity approach to safeguard our population health. And this approach is a crucial line of defense against any risk of disease incursion.
This includes regular sampling of both local and migratory birds, especially during the peak migration season. To enhance vigilance, authorities now test these birds every 2 weeks during migration season, a significant increase from the usual interval of 2 to 3 months. Samples are sent to the Centre for Animal and Veterinary Sciences for testing. And that's not all. While the city rests, the work of these dedicated professionals is just beginning. This involves closely monitoring livestock for signs of disease, including unusual mortality rates or nasal discharge. 50 to 60 trucks of ducks and chickens arrive here at Tuas checkpoint every day, and authorities will conduct checks to ensure they have the relevant health certificates and that they come from accredited farms. It's part of biosurveillance efforts here at Singapore's borders to ensure that we remain free of avian influenza. An infectious disease expert says that the general public remains at low risk and that these preventive measures are more than sufficient to protect the population.
In terms of risk profile, our proximity with animals, the way we work with animals are mainly in very limited agricultural setting. We have like just a few chicken farms and extremely controlled laboratory settings in animal testing labs and all that. So we have actually almost no animal contact, the general population that is.
Still, the message is clear. The public should remain cautious. While avian influenza hasn't appeared in Singapore yet, other zoonotic diseases like leptospirosis are still common in animals across the region, including here in Singapore. Authorities advise the public to avoid feeding or handling animals, both at home and while travelling abroad, to minimise the risk of disease transmission and protect public health.
Why do birds migrate, and why is it becoming more dangerous for them? Let's embark on this journey to explore the reasons behind it. Now, Singapore stands at the crossroads of two of the world's 9 major migratory routes. The first is the East Australia-Asian Flyway, the largest migratory route on Earth. Stretching from the Arctic Circle to the southern reaches of Australia and New Zealand, this path connects birds across vast distances, with countless species navigating its vast expanse. Singapore also serves as a vital stop along the Central Asian Flyway, one of the shorter but busiest migration paths. Covering Eurasia between the Arctic and Indian Oceans, it is a key route for over 600 bird species. While it might be short, its importance can't be overstated. So why do these birds embark on such long journeys? It's all about survival. As the season shifts and winter sets in, the availability of food drops. Many birds fly south in search of abundant food sources, especially to sustain themselves and raise their young. The migration is not just about escaping the cold, but about ensuring their future generations thrive. But the journey is becoming more perilous. Habitats along the flyways are disappearing due to urban and agricultural expansion. Brightly lit skyscrapers also pose a danger, as disoriented birds often crash into them, leading to fatal collisions. Now, the changing climate is another growing threat. Rising sea levels and unpredictable weather are disrupting migration routes. Experts warn that sudden weather shifts can devastate bird populations.
These birds, when they migrate back to where they breed in northern Asia, they would need a period of climatic stability. Sudden drops in temperature or sudden heavy snow, for example, would cause increased mortalities for the young birds, and that would have an impact on their populations down the road.